Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another video. My name's Ed, you're watching Ed's Finance, and today we're going to be doing a technical analysis video reviewing last week's S&P 500. This is from the 20th of April to the 24th of April. If you do enjoy the video, do be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and put the bell notification on so you don't miss any of my videos. So let's get into it. Okay, so you are looking at the S&P 500 index. This is the New York trading hours of the S&P. So we are going to actually look at the S&P 500 USD. This includes all the after hours and futures, so it is 23 hours a day. So it means that we don't miss any important resistance support lines that may occur in the after hours or futures. So if we have a look at the larger picture right now, we have seen that we had a sharp drop off from coronavirus fears from the 19th of February. We reached lows on the 23rd of March, and we have since had a huge retracement up in this rising wedge pattern. And this week we managed to break out of this rising wedge pattern. This was caused from the news that the price of a barrel of oil was in negative. So we started the week on the 20th of April, and if I have to show you the daily view, on the 20th of April we had a red day of about 2%. And then on the following day we had another red day, so Tuesday we had another red day of about 3%, and then Wednesday it went green, Thursday a little red, and Friday a green up to this resistance line that I've drawn here. So this is definitely very bearish because we have jumped onto the lower side of this rising wedge. Which was going to have to happen at some point because it does only get so small. We have now entered a period of consolidation. This is still a new, this is a higher low. This is our previous low. This is still a higher low, and now we will be looking for where this does, if we see a downward turn in this week on Monday, or whether we will see a continued up into a newer high, and if we do break this 2925 resistance level that I have drawn, or even just get above this 28990 level, then we will be reaching new highs, and therefore we are still in an uptrend. So this would be a possibility to get long in the market. However, my instinct off of what the fundamentals are in the economy is that we will be seeing a downward turn, and that this growth and this retracement is not sustainable. It has been fueled by the Fed pumping in trillions of dollars. I think we're up to $7 trillion of the Federal Reserve pumping in money into America, and it isn't sustainable. So we will definitely need to see a downward turn, whether that is going to be in the next couple of weeks or in the next 3 months, in 3 months' time, who knows, but we are due a drop. So here we saw a bounce off of this bull market trend line, and that has held up the entire bull market for 11 years. We bounced off of it, and then we have bounced off this resistance line, which we drew off of the 1 hour. So here we've drawn this resistance line. It bounces off of the bottoms here, the tops here, and when we broke out of it, usually we like to see a retest, bounced off of it again. Obviously we bounced off of this one because we broke it here, we have come back up to retest this resistance line. Now if we break it, then it is likely that we are going to be moving up to this resistance line here, and if we do hit that, it is likely that we will come back down to retest this broken resistance before we continue up. However, if we don't manage to break this, and we do see a downward turn back to retest this support level there, and we break this support level, then we will likely see ourselves into this lower, and we'll see a downward turn in the market. If we do manage to break this bull market line, we will be moving quite a sharp down to the next resistance, which is about 4% down. But at the moment we are in a period of consolidation between this level and this level, so whatever happens in here, I won't be trading personally, but when we do see a breakout here or above this level here, then this is going to be a time to either get long on the market or short on the market. So although all the fundamentals are against it going up, as I'll show you here, this is the United States unemployment rate. It skyrocketed up to 4.4%. This is that was for March. April, the unemployment numbers haven't come out yet officially, but they'll be released on the 5th of May. They are predicted, the forecast is 9%, and then in May, the predicted is up to 12.5%, and it's only rising to 50% by June. So although all the fundamentals are against it going up anymore, we must be prepared for it to go up further, as that's what trading consists of. We can't back the fundamentals fully, but we've got to bring together the technical analysis, fundamentals together to try and make a decision of when we're in a period of consolidation like this. Obviously the fundamentals should matter to either push it down or up, but with the Fed pumping in trillions of dollars every week, it seems like, who knows, we might see some upward trend. So what I was talking about a lot in my previous video was this death cross. This death cross is where the 50 moving average, this orange line, moves below the 200 moving average, which is this blue line. This is very rare. It doesn't happen very often, as you can see. The last time it happened was in December 2018, and what we have seen is that when the market line is coming close to this 50 moving average, it actually crossed and closed above the 50 moving average. Now this is very bullish. So although we have broken out of this rising wedge, we have closed above the 50 moving average. This is bullish because on historical data, when we last saw the death cross, which was here, as I said, when the market line comes back and retests this 50 moving average, it managed to cross it, which is what we have seen on Friday, and then it came back to retest it to see and use this 50 moving average as the support zone, support line, and then it continued up in an upward trend for many months. Now this is what we may see at the start of this week. We have closed above the 50 moving average. We may see a further small red green candle for Monday, and then we will likely see a retest of this 50 moving average back down, and if we manage to close below it, then it was a bluff, it was a fake out. However, if we do bounce off of this 50 moving average, then this is a serious consideration of moving towards this bullish trend, and we will see further upward momentum, and it will be likely that we will cross this resistance zone here, and then we will be moving up to this 100 level, likely in the coming months. So this isn't written in stone. These trends, they happen, but they are sometimes. This could just be the perfect bull trap. This could just be getting everyone to stick their money in, thinking the market's going to recover. Everything was over exaggerated. Stick your money back in. We're not going to see the true effects just yet, and then in potentially May or June we may see the next downfall. But it's only a matter of time really until we do see the next drop. Whether we continue up for another 5-10%, this is what we're trying to guess, but it's going to be a tricky one at the end of the day. So if I come back and compare this to 2008, I'll show you what happened there. So if I go to 2008, the crash of 2008, we saw the death cross here in December 2007. We then saw the market line come and retest this 50 moving average. It crossed the 50 moving average, it then came back to retest this 50 moving average, and then it continued up. This was over a period of, until it crossed, this was 63 days, so this was 2 months long, until we saw a sharp cross, and as you see it was a clean break through the 50 moving average at the end, and then it had a downfall, consolidated a bit, and then we saw the big old drop off of 2008, which triggered lots of panic selling, and it's just getting to that point. So what I was go back to today, and this is why the next week is going to be so important, because it shouldn't be taken lightly, this crossing of the 50 moving average, because it is quite historic. It's backed by historic data at the end of the day. So it is likely that we will see a retest of this 50 moving average. If we do manage to break down below this 50 moving average, then and then it will probably come back. If it does break the 50 moving average and we do get onto the lower side of the moving average, it will likely come back and retest the 50 moving average to see whether it is strong resistance now, and if it doesn't manage to break it, then we will then likely see the next downfall down to the next resistance zone, which will be around this, not there, will likely it will be to this level, this 2731, out of this period of consolidation, and then we'll start to see some downfall. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I end this video is where we are in the overall picture. So what we have seen is we were in a overvalued market prior to this crash, which has probably been the answer to why this first drop was so sharp, because if the market was just bumbling along at its normal rate and it hadn't had a huge upward trend at the end of at the start of the year, then it would have only most likely been a drop of 10% less of what it should have been, so maybe a 20% drop, as a market correction, which is 10%. As you can see here on Investopedia, a correction is a decline of 10%. We were due a correction in the market. So what you can see is that from the 19th of February, 20th of February, we had a decrease of 35%. We have now we are now only, from highs to highs, we are now only down 15%. And now, if you take into consideration this correction of 10%, do the maths. You have a 15% decrease with a correction on top of that. That is 15 minus 10. That means that we are, in real terms, only down 5% from this overall coronavirus pandemic, which is ridiculous in my opinion. This is why I think we are severely due a downturn in the next weeks. Obviously, we have got ourselves prepared for a possible upturn, but I am definitely biased to the short side of things, and I will be surprised if it goes long in any circumstances. But anyway, that concludes this video. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit the like button. It really does mean a lot. Appreciate it. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell, because I'm going to be doing one of these videos every week of a summary of the S&P 500. So because the market is changing so much and everything is changing so much, if you are swing trading, day trading, or just interested in trading, investing, all of that, do hit the notification bell, because I'm going to be bringing lots of content over the next couple of, well, forever hopefully, if I get the support. So yeah, hit the notification bell, be alerted whenever I post a video, and you'll stay up to date with everything. Awesome. See you next time.